George, welcome to Meraki TV again.
Anna, thank you for having me, and hello to all the viewers.
For our viewers who don't know you and what Focus Beyond does, can you tell us a little bit?
Coming up with a Greek background and my parents coming from Greece, a typical story. My parents worked for their money, and I decided growing up and seeing that my father was constantly working for his money and not being at home and not knowing my father, I thought I've got to find different ways to change that and to start having money work for me as opposed to me working for money. So you could say I was the black sheep of the family, and I looked at other ways to make money instead of me having to go to a JOB, a traditional JOB. So I started investing on the stock markets, started investing in property, and I realised the stock market was my vehicle to give me cash flow, which has allowed me to build my portfolio of multiple streams of income. And that's what we want to have. We don't want to be relying on one source of income being a job or a negatively geared investment property. We want to build multiple streams of income. And that's what I've been doing over the last 17 years, and that's what I teach, and I've been teaching over the last 12 years on having your money work for you as opposed to you working for your money.
Now, the system that you teach is a little bit unique though, because a lot of people, we say stock market and they see gambling.
Correct.
Your system is very different though.
Correct. Now, I'll ask the question, do you believe when banks invest our money on the markets and fund managers invest our money on the markets, do they take on risk or do they transfer risk to somebody else?
Banks always transfer risk.
And that's basically what I've been doing for the last 17 years. I teach my members around the world how to transfer risk to somebody else and earn a return on whatever investment they make from day one up front, irrespective of whether the markets are going to go up or down for the next month.
To be able to do that and transfer risk, don't you have to be one of the big boys?
The strategy that is applied by the big boys. You've got banks, brokers, fund managers, large corporations and institutional investors who actually implement this strategy, but they don't teach it to the average mum and dad investor like you and me. And I was taught by the late Rene Rifkin, and I now have gone out and I teach this strategy since 2005.
So I don't need a massive capital behind me in order to implement this strategy?
No, you don't. We say to start, you need a minimum of $2,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, that's doable.
It's doable, but we're not going to see a big return on that. We're actually going to see a very, very, very small return. But it's giving people the confidence to see something is working. I see a return on my investment and it's from day one. And then I can repeat the process, and that gives us the confidence and the knowledge to add more into our accounts to grow it. And that's what it's about. Like anything, when we go to our jobs, we don't get paid from day one. We actually have to work a week, a fortnight or a month to get paid. And if we put money into a bank and it's locked in a term deposit for 12 months, we see our return at the end. Whereas with what I teach, we see our return from day one, no matter what the market does.
I have read some of your customer testimonials. Do you have any that you can share with us?
I do.
I love their words.
I do. Recently I received some text messages, so please allow me to go through them if that's okay.
We'd love you, if you would share them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So here is one of my testimonials I actually received last night. I was in Perth and I did the red eye coming in here, so excuse my my look. But I received a text message from one of my members who said, and it was at my boot camp, I was running a boot camp yesterday in Perth. He says, firstly, thank you for the day for today, mate. He says, always learn something new in these workshops. Secondly, I had no effing idea how to check how much money I had made since live trading probably a year ago. But more seriously, since January this year, and today has showed us how to analyse our positions and our results and to work out what our return is. He says, mate, I have made $17,000 since I joined you, and that's in less than 2 years. He says, I wanted you to leave Perth with this reward. Your system definitely works, mate. He says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Looking forward to applying for the advanced course once it's available. He says, see you soon, matey. Have a safe flight and enjoy your break in Europe. Currently celebrating this winning with my wife. I'm out with her for a meal.
Wow.
So,
Does that must feel really good. You're changing lives.
It does. I've got members around the world that I've teach, and I've been teaching since 2005. And to see an individual who would never consider the stock market, and for us to nurture them and hold their hand and guide them every step of the way to understand how it works on a strategy that's applicable and available to them, valid for the rest of their lives, we change lives, and that's what it's about. That's the passion we have, and that's the reward we get back for the passion that we have.
And these are people who don't have to go to uni for 4 years and study the market or anything. This is just, it's a nuts and bolts strategy where you just find the system and you follow it, right?
It is. We provide a proven practical principle for students to basically follow. We give them all the tools and all the resources they need, and basically we watch over them every step of the way to make sure they understand the process. We guide them, we mentor them, we coach them. and we make sure they're up and running with live accounts, they're live trading, they're seeing returns in their accounts, because we want them to build multiple streams of income. But in addition, to use the income from the stock market, which is our cash flow, to then look at going into property and using cash flow from the stock market to invest in property without having to use equity off property.
Wow.
And that's the benefit of it.
Wow. Do you have another testimonial to share? Because I love hearing those words.
I do. So Anna, here is one of my members, Greg and Gail, and they're in their late 50s. And they never consider the stock market. They've just been working all their lives, and the traditional from their parents and grandparents, work hard for your money. So he sent me a message and he says, and this is May the 27th, so recently, he says, "Hey George, I just read your email on the poor lost soul. You have tried so hard to help." So I have people I try to help who think they can't generate income from the stock market. He says, some people's brains are just not wired up correctly, and once they make a decision, no amount of common sense will change it back. He says, the genuine care you show personally in regards to, coaching my members, he says, and your positive attitude is why I am inspired to be positive every day. He says, if you follow the system and talk to the coaches and listen to them and don't get emotional about your positions, you can't fail. I've been doing this for 8 months and have made 17% on my live trades. He says, for those people who allow you to nurture and inspire them, will flourish. And he says, best wishes, Greg and Gail.
Oh, so sweet.
So
and they're in their 50s and doing this. They're not 21 thinking we've got to learn something new. You're teaching old dogs new tricks.
Correct. And this is the best thing about what we teach. And this is why I wanted to sponsor Meraki TV, because it's about, we've got other communities out there and other cultures and nationalities all working together to help each other grow. And, we know the traditional Greeks, what is 11, but, it's about helping each other grow. There is enough abundance in society and in this world for all of us to grow and to share and not have to worry about why has he got more than me. And this is why I want to change that philosophy with the old mentality of our parents. Let's get out there and let's inspire. Let's all work together as a great community and let's build each other up. Let's work together and let's help each other.
Well, from Meraki TV, you've really helped do that, because Meraki TV does that, and you help the Greek community come together. And I love having Meraki TV sponsored by Focus Beyond, because that's what Focus Beyond is about. It's about being better and brighter and living better, but still staying true to who you are and what you love. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For doing what you do for the Greek community, but also for people in general. It's very special, George.
You're welcome. Thank you. And this is what it's about. Focus Beyond for me is a family business. I'm not a big corporation or organisation. It's a family business that I've been running now for 17 years, and it's teaching for 12 years. And we want to get out there and inspire people. We want to help people. It's not about the masses. It's about finding people who are inspired, who really have dreams, visions, and a passion in life to change and to do things differently, and for us to nurture them through that process. And that's what Focus Beyond is about, and that's why what you do in the community, and we acknowledge and love what you do in the Greek Australian community and abroad as well, because this is global what you do, and that's why I thought Focus Beyond will be a great connection. So thank you for having us. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much, George, and thank you for your time today.
You're very welcome, Anna. Thank you, and thank you to everybody who's watching this.